Welcome to my channel. Old Worth coins. The 1979 United States 1-cent coin, more commonly known as the Lincoln penny, holds an important place in American numismatic history. This coin features the 16th U.S. President, Abraham Lincoln, on the obverse front, a design created by sculptor Victor David Brenner in 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The reverse side, which displays the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., was designed by Frank Gasparo and replaced the earlier wheat ears design in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The coin minted in 1979 belongs to the Lincoln Memorial series, which was produced from 1959 through 2008. Made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, the 1979 penny weighs approximately 3.11 grams and measures 19.05 millimeters in diameter. This composition remained until 1982, when the U.S. Mint began using a predominantly zinc alloy to cut down production costs. In 1979, the Lincoln penny was minted in 3 U.S. Mint facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, marked D; and San Francisco, marked S for proof coins. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 6 billion pennies, the Denver Mint over 4.1 billion, and the San Francisco Mint produced approximately 3.6 million proof coins. Due to such massive production numbers, most 1979 Lincoln cents are considered very common in circulated condition and are generally only worth their face value, 1 cent. However, this doesn't mean all 1979 pennies are worthless to collectors. The true value of a 1979 penny depends heavily on its condition, rarity, such as error coins, and whether it's a proof or a regular strike. In terms of condition, coin collectors use a grading scale from 1 to 70, called the Sheldon scale. A coin in poor, P1, condition might be heavily worn, with Lincoln's features barely visible, while a coin in mint state, MS 60 to MS 70, appears as if it just left the mint, showing no signs of wear. Most circulated 1979 pennies fall in the range of VG, very good, to EF, extremely fine, worth between 1 and 5 cents to collectors. Uncirculated coins with grades of MS 65 or higher can fetch a small premium, typically worth between 30 cents and $1 depending on the mint mark. Proof coins from San Francisco are typically worth more due to their mirror-like finish and limited production. A PR 69 proof penny may be valued between $2 and $10, while a perfect PR 70 coin could bring in $15 or more, especially from collectors seeking high-grade specimens for registry sets. Mint errors are another category that can significantly increase a coin's value. Collectors actively seek out varieties such as double die obverse, where Lincoln's features appear doubled, off-center strikes, die cracks, or clipped planchets. A verified 1979 double die penny, although very rare, can be worth between $50 and several $100 depending on the clarity of the doubling and the overall condition of the coin. Coins with major minting errors that are certified by trusted third-party grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, tend to command even higher prices at auction or from specialized collectors. Another factor that influences the coin's value is eye appeal. Even among uncirculated coins, collectors prefer those with strong strike details, good luster, and minimal marks or spots. Red RD coins, which retain their original coppery color, are valued more than red-brown, RB, or brown BN coins, which show signs of oxidation or wear. For example, a 1979 D Lincoln cent graded MS 67 RD by PCGS might be worth around $30 to $50 due to its vibrant appearance and rarity in such high grades, while the same coin in brown condition would only be worth a few cents. Storage and preservation also play a critical role in determining the long-term value of a 1979 penny. Coins exposed to air, moisture, or handling can develop tarnish, spots, or surface damage. Collectors usually store high-grade pennies in airtight holders or slabs provided by grading companies to prevent damage and preserve their value. It's also important to avoid cleaning old coins, as improper cleaning can scratch the surface and dramatically lower their numismatic value. Instead, coins should be left in their natural state and evaluated professionally if there is any suspicion they might be rare or valuable. In conclusion, while most 1979 Lincoln cents are worth only face value due to their high mintage and circulation, some can be worth significantly more depending on their condition, mint mark, and the presence of any minting errors. Uncirculated coins, proof versions, and error coins are where the real collector interest lies. For someone interested in determining the true worth of their 1979 penny, it is recommended to first assess its condition using visual grading guides or by consulting a numismatic expert. If the coin appears to be in excellent shape or displays unusual features, it may be worth submitting it for professional grading, which can help verify its authenticity, preserve its condition, and establish a market value. Ultimately, the 1979 Lincoln penny is a reminder of the importance of condition, rarity, and historical context in numismatics, and even the most common-looking coin might surprise you with hidden value under the right circumstances. Or Lincoln penny is a piece of American currency featuring the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front side. It was designed by Victor David Brenner and has been in circulation since 1909. The 1981 penny holds historical and numismatic interest, especially as it was among the last years before the U.S. Mint changed the composition of the penny. From 1959 to 1981, Lincoln cents were made of 95% copper and 5% zinc, making them heavier and more valuable in terms of metal content compared to later pennies. In 1982, the mint began transitioning to a copper-plated zinc composition, which is still used today. The 1981 penny was minted in large quantities at three major U.S. mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D; and San Francisco, S. The Philadelphia and Denver coins are business strike coins meant for circulation, while the San Francisco Mint produced proof coins, which were specially made for collectors with a higher quality mirror-like finish. Due to their copper content, circulated 1981 pennies often appear dark brown or reddish brown, though uncirculated examples retain more of their original bright red luster. In terms of value, most 1981 pennies in circulated condition are worth only face value, 1 cent, although their copper melt value can exceed that, usually around 2 to 3 cents when copper prices are high. However, uncirculated specimens, particularly those graded MS-65, mint state, or higher, can fetch between 30 cents to $2, depending on the mint mark and quality. Proof coins from San Francisco in pristine condition, PR69 or PR70, can be worth between $1 to $10 or more. Collectors look for strong strike details, no visible wear, and a bright red surface in higher value coins. Errors and varieties, such as double dies or off-center strikes, can significantly increase value, sometimes ranging from $20 to several $100s depending on rarity and demand. Overall, while the 1981 Lincoln cent is common and low in base value, its historical significance, copper content, and potential error varieties keep it of interest to collectors and metal hoarders. High-grade and proof examples, especially those with unique features, can command modest premiums in the numismatic market. The 1994 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln cent or penny, features a portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front, side, designed by Victor David Brenner. This design has been in continuous use since 1909, the centennial of Lincoln's birth. The reverse back of the 1994 penny displays the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo that was used from 1959 until 2008. The coin is composed primarily of zinc, 97.5%, with a thin copper coating, 2.5%, weighing about 2.5 grams and measuring 19.05 millimeters in diameter. The 1994 date indicates the year it was minted, and you may also find a mint mark below the year. D for Denver, P for Philadelphia, though usually no mark for Philly cents, and S for San Francisco, the latter typically used for proof coins. In terms of value, a regular circulated 1994 penny is generally worth only its face value, 1 cent, due to its high mintage and common availability. Billions of these coins were minted, over 6 billion in total, making them easily accessible and not rare. However, if the coin is in uncirculated or mint state condition, i.e., it has never been used and has no wear, it may be worth slightly more to collectors, anywhere from 10 cents to a few dollars depending on the grading, with mint state 65, MS 65, examples fetching around 30 cents to $1. Proof coins from San Francisco, 1994s, intended for collectors and not circulation, can be worth $1 to $5 or more, especially if they are in pristine, cameo, or deep cameo condition. Errors or variations can significantly increase the value of a 1994 penny. For example, coins with double die errors, off-center strikes, or other minting anomalies can be worth anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on the type and severity of the error. The condition of the coin plays a vital role. Coins that are clean, shiny, and show no wear, especially under magnification, are graded higher and are more valuable. Collectors typically prefer coins certified by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, which authenticate the coin and assign a grade based on strict standards. In summary, a standard 1994 1-cent coin holds little monetary value beyond its face worth unless it is in exceptional condition or has a unique mint error. Collectors may seek out high-grade or proof versions, but for most people, it's a common piece of change. If you suspect your coin has an error or is unusually well preserved, having it appraised or graded could reveal a higher value. The 1995 United States 1-cent coin, commonly referred to as a penny, features the profile of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse, front side. This design has been in use since 1909 to commemorate Lincoln's 100th birthday. The 1995 penny was struck in copper-plated zinc, a composition introduced in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. The obverse features the inscriptions "In God We Trust, Liberty," and the date 1995. The reverse side, designed by Frank Gasparo, shows the Lincoln Memorial with the inscriptions "United States of America, E Pluribus Unum," and 1 cent. There were billions of these coins minted in 1995 at two main facilities: Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, mark D. The Philadelphia Mint produced over 6 billion coins, while the Denver Mint produced more than 7 billion. Because of this high mintage, 1995 pennies are extremely common in circulation and are typically worth only their face value, 1 cent, unless in exceptional condition. In circulated condition, these coins hold no extra value to collectors. However, uncirculated examples, MS-60 to MS-67 grade, can be worth between 10 cents and $5 depending on quality. The highest grade coins, particularly those graded MS-68 or above by professional services like PCGS or NGC, can sell for $50 or more. A key variety to watch for is the 1995 double die obverse, DDO, which shows clear doubling of the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust. This variety can be worth $20 to $50 in circulated condition and up to several $100s in mint condition. Condition plays a critical role in determining the value of a 1995 penny. Coins with no visible wear, sharp detail, and original luster are graded as mint state and are more valuable to collectors. Coins with scratches, dirt, corrosion, or dull surfaces are considered circulated and are generally not worth more than 1 cent. Storage and handling also matter. Coins kept in albums, holders, or slabs maintain their condition better. To determine exact value, collectors often seek professional grading. In summary, while most 1995 pennies are worth face value, key varieties and high-grade examples can hold substantial numismatic value. The 1997 United States 1-cent coin, commonly known as the Lincoln penny, is part of the Lincoln Memorial Cent series that was minted from 1959 to 2008. This coin features the image of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse front, which has been in use since 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of his birth. The reverse back, design in 1997, showcases the Lincoln Memorial, designed by Frank Gasparo. The coin is composed primarily of zinc with a thin copper coating, 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a change that was made in 1982 due to the rising cost of copper. The diameter of the coin is 19.05 millimeters, and it weighs 2.5 grams. In 1997, these pennies were minted in 3 main locations: Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D mint mark, and San Francisco, S mint mark, the latter being primarily for proof coins intended for collectors. The circulated coins from Philadelphia and Denver are extremely common, with billions of them produced. As a result, regular 1997 Lincoln cents hold minimal value in circulated condition, typically worth 1 cent or slightly more if sold in bulk or to collectors looking to complete sets. However, the value increases for coins in uncirculated or mint state, MS condition. For example, a 1997 Lincoln cent graded MS-65 or higher by a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC might be worth around $1 to $5, depending on demand and quality. Proof coins from San Francisco with the S mint mark can fetch higher values, especially if graded PR69 or PR70 deep cameo, sometimes worth $5 to $15 or more. The coin's value can also change based on errors or varieties. Some 1997 cents might have minting errors like double dies, off-center strikes, clipped planchets, or die cracks, which can greatly increase their value. Sometimes up to $50 or more, depending on the severity and rarity of the error. Collectors seek these unique flaws for their novelty and scarcity. Overall, while the standard 1997 Lincoln penny is mostly worth face value in circulation, its value increases with condition, grading, and presence of rare minting anomalies. Proper storage in coin holders or albums can help preserve condition and protect value over time.